Well, hey there, my friend. It's Wendy. It's the Creative Shop Talk podcast, and this is a short and sweet episode for you today. I'm so happy you're here. Thanks for coming in and joining me. If you've ever felt like you're really unsure of what your CEO role really should be, or if you've ever been telling yourself that there's just a lot of really slow seasons and it's just the way it is, or if you've been making assumptions about the economy or other factors that are affecting your business right now, this episode is for you. So I love to remind everybody that we get to control a lot of things in our business. And the difference between a lot of the retailers that I'm working with right now, again, just speaking from my experience and retailers that I'm seeing, is that right now, obstacles and things that we're trying to move through, whatever that might be for you. And I have to tell you, there's always going to be obstacles. I'm not laughing. It's just, it is what it is. Like it's part of self-employed life, my friends. There are always going to be hard seasons. There are always going to be obstacles. So if this is something that you've been telling yourself that this is an obstacle, or maybe there is a legitimate obstacle going through right now, we're going to talk about how we can move through that. And there could be just something going on in your area. It could be the region that you're in. But the difference that I see in positive mindset and positive bank accounts and positive profit outcomes and positive results are those who are biased towards action, not just busy work. And what I mean by that is retailers that are taking time to assess, make good decisions, and look at that high level CEO work and make a decision to be energetic and enthusiastic about what we're doing and how we're going to do it. And we're just going to make a decision that we're going to solve for the problem. We're going to solve for the problem. That is what we do. That is your job. That's our job as retailers. So we can sit and wallow. We can be negative. If this is a hard time for you right now, we have to make the decision. It's up to us to make the decision. So let's talk about all the real work of being in the CEO seat and why skipping that step sometimes is what's keeping us stuck, or maybe in a kind of crappy mindset. And I'm being really honest because I've had lots of conversations with retailers lately. And once we make the decision that we're not going to be stuck, we're not going to be a victim, or we're not going to play dead around this, we're just going to do the work that needs to be done because we love our businesses. We want to see it be so much fun. We want to see it be so successful and profitable. And we want to do the work. So wherever you are, if things are going good, let's make them great doing this work. Or if you're feeling that there's a struggle, or there's a story you're telling yourself, or if you've just I don't know, you're being all wallowy. If you're being all wallowy, this is what I want you to listen to. I want you to listen to this episode. Running a retail business doesn't have to be so hard. Welcome to the Creative Shop Talk podcast, the go-to podcast for creative shop owners, studio owners, and independent retailers. I'm your host, Wendy Batten, retail business coach and mentor. Each week, I'll share simple, proven business strategies, inspiring stories from fellow retailers, and advice from industry experts. Together, we're going to work to find the success you want from your retail business, with more profits in your till and a little more joy in your life. So you've probably heard the quote, "What got you here won't get you there." It's such an annoying quote, but it's so true. In retail, that couldn't be more true. Most of us are spending a lot of our time in the business. That is what got us here, right? That is what got us to whatever area you're in your business. You're spending a lot of time doing the things in your business. I know it's hard for you to give it away, but I know a lot of you also listening are moving into that managerial role. We're moving into I'm going to lead my people and trust my people, and that is what we're going to do. But we also need to make sure we are not falling victim to going back into the busy work. So we're back into answering calls and creating displays and managing our staff and restocking and all the things that keep us busy and not doing the CEO level work. This is the stuff that makes the difference. This is the stuff that will get you through those hard things. This is the stuff. I don't know if we call it stuff. Is it stuff? Is it the items? These are the actions, again, that are going to make a difference. So I'm seeing, again, so many people very, very busy. I know you're busy. If you're listening to this, I know you're busy. You're probably listening to this while you're walking, or as we had conversations in a few episodes ago. Maybe you're in the shower or wherever you're listening to this, but you're thinking you've got this giant to-do list and to get done list and all of the things, right? We need to stop and take a pause, and we need to think about that high level work, that big picture strategy. That's the part that moves the needle. That's the part that right now your competitors are not doing. The ones who are wallowing, the ones who are complaining, the ones who are like, or the ones who are just mediocre or average. And I know if you're a regular listener, we talk about this a lot, but we want to make sure that we are excelling. And we want to make sure we have our eyes on the prize and we are looking at our business from that high level. So, what is CEO work? I'm just going to give you a really quick reminder of what your responsibility is in the CEO seat. It's strategic planning. It's not just setting goals, but actually creating the roadmap and the reason around that. So it's not just like, oh, I want to make some more money. Let's just hope people come in. It's actually saying, here's what we want to make. Here's why. I know all my clients now, anybody who works with me now is like, oh, I hate it when she says that. Why did you put that? But like, show me your work, right? So strategic planning is here's why and here's what, right? So we're going to do that. We're going to set the goals. We're also going to be reviewing regularly what's working from financial clarity. We're going to look at revenue drivers. Again, this is our job. This is what we do. What's selling, what's not selling, what's going on with our team. It's intentional marketing and planning, not last minute scrambling and, coming up with things like the day of or the week before. It's just not, first of all, it's going to burn you out. But second of all, it's just not sustainable and it's not strategic enough. You're not giving your business or yourself the respect that it deserves. Your business and you, as the owners, the CEO, deserve to have more respect, to treat it like a business and to show up in your CEO seat and to be taking the time, take a pause, take a minute. I know you're busy, but this will help you be less busy. So we are being intentional. We are realigning with our bigger vision. Like, why are we doing this? What is our goal? Where are we going? Why? Like, what is the purpose? That is what CEO work in retail is. There's a whole lot of things we have to do, but those are the key things. So I just wanted to remind you of that. So if you need a little exercise right now, you just want to check in with yourself to see, do I really have like my CEO stuff going on here? Can you answer these questions? So here's just a snapshot. What is your number one income stream from last quarter? So we're at the end of second quarter. Well, we're ending second quarter. We're getting ready to go into third quarter. What was the number one income stream? Like what made you money? So when you look at your POS system and you pull it out, what were your margins? What were the numbers? What made you money last month? What products were selling? Do you know that? Do you understand your revenue streams? What event or promotion had the highest ROI? So what did we do last quarter? What brought the people in? Like, how did we get customers in? How much did they spend when they came in for that event? How much effort and energy? Like, was it a big giant party that cost you $1 million and you only made $500,000? I'm exaggerating here, but sometimes we have big events and we don't make a lot of money. Sometimes we have little events, we make a lot of money. So are we managing those things? Are you looking at that? What didn't work? Like, what did you do last month on purpose and it didn't work? Or maybe what did you not do that didn't work? So maybe you didn't do any promotions or you didn't send any emails out. So that's a lesson right there, right? So what didn't work? Like, did you try something? We should be trying things and they're not all going to work. So did you get brave and try some new things? Or what didn't work last month or last quarter? And are you doing more of the right things or just more things? And by that, I mean where you're spending your time. Are you feeling like you're seeing a ROI, a return on your investment of where you're spending your time and the energy and that things that you're doing? That's a question that we should kind of have a snapshot around, and we should know the answers to that. So back to CEO work. So one of the questions I love to ask my clients is why are you not making time for this? So when it comes to CEO level work, and again, quarterly planning, when it comes to scheduling, time for pauses. And I love to say pauses because it really does, you have to stop. You have to find a place and be quiet and no distractions and be focused on doing that work. And that's really hard and it takes discipline. And I know that's me too. But why are you not making time for it? And that's a question, as I said, I ask a lot of questions. And I also want to point out how it's hurting you, like how it's hurting your business. Again, here's what I hear. It feels too indulgent. I don't have time. It feels kind of corporate when you tell me to take a CEO date. We tell ourselves we're too busy. I'm now speaking for myself. But I joke about calling it a CEO date or CEO time or CEO level seat, but you can call it whatever you want. This is your job. It's a high level visionary job. Your job is to take care of this business that you have running. Stop treating it like a hobby. So it's not too indulgent. It's not too corporate. Corporate businesses run really beautifully because they treat it like a business, not like a hobby, right? So that triggers some people, and I don't mean to trigger you, but that used to trigger me because I used to be like, I am treating it like a hobby sometimes. But without intentional planning, we drift into burnout, we drift into decision fatigue. We're being reactive. We're not being proactive. We don't have our head up, as I've been saying, in the last few podcasts. We have to have our head up. We have to be paying attention to our customers. We end up being it's actually more self-indulgent to not do it. It's like you're being too self-important, or I don't know how to explain this to you, but I really feel like you not taking time is doing your business. You're being greedy or you're being selfish because you're not doing that high level work, and your business deserves that. Your team deserves that. Your customers deserve that. They deserve for you to take a pin in it, take time, take a pause, and do this work. So big wins, they come from aligned action. They don't come from hustling, because I know you're hustling. I know a lot of you listening are probably hustling and you have heart. So I often say, we can't build a business on hustle and heart. It has to come from aligned action. And aligned action means doing the right thing on purpose for your customers, for your team, for your business, for you. This is where it's really important. So I'm really trying to convince you have to do a CEO date. Take the time, take a little bit of effort, make the intentional decision to do this. So what happens if we do the work? What do I see with my clients? That they start to feel lighter. They lead with clarity. It's momentum building. It is so exciting. You see profits growing. It's way more fun. And we always say, we're here to help you build a more profitable, a more freedom and joy-filled, aligned business with purpose, right? So you start to feel that. That's how this happens. When you sit down and you make a plan and you plan out the big rocks and you are looking a quarter ahead, at least, if not a year or more, you start to see what works, what doesn't, where your profit grows. I see it all the time. You stop chasing that shiny object. If you're like me, you probably have 20 or 30 ideas from the time I get into the shower until the time I get to my desk every day. It's not funny, but it's probably there's so many things. Oh, we could do this, we could do that. My brain just fires off that way. And if you are a creative, excited brain, you're probably the same. But with a plan, we don't chase those shiny objects. I can tell you, and again, there's probably many of my clients listening to this episode that are kind of laughing because I squash dreams every day. So is that part of your plan? And I don't mean to squash dreams, but we put it in the ideal parking lot because it's not going in this quarter. Or maybe it is because we have a plan, we know what we can fit into a quarter. We're empowered to say yes or empowered to say no. This does not align with what we're trying to do here this quarter. So it's exciting. We feel excited about what's coming. We just feel lighter. I cannot explain it. This is my experience with my business, and this is my experience with so many retailers that I work with. It just feels better. So that's what happens when you actually do this big vision 90-day CEO planning work. So we're at the beginning of June and halfway through the year's coming. So we're going to get ready soon to do our mid-year review, but we should be working on our next quarter. So always working ahead onto the next quarter. And this is how it's going to feel good. It's going to feel really good when you do it. So I have noticed that even though we are, this is what happens. We say we're not planners because crap happens. So I've noticed that, as I said, we're aiming for certain things. We've designed this plan, this ideal work. I've sat down, Wendy, and I've done the work. And I've planned these things, but then crap happens, right? Like things happen. So inevitably things are going to happen. So a staff quits, or there's all of a sudden there's road work announced in front of your building, or the other side of it is an opportunity comes up, something awesome happens. So if you have a plan in place already, we're not building this in stone and never going to change it. We're going to be flexible with it, but we are going to be super attentive to the goal. So we still know what the strategy is. So we still know if staff quit, okay, here's what we have to do to make this work. Here's how we're going to get back at this. So understanding that things are going to happen, but having a plan still makes you feel really awesome when it's about visioning towards like what needs to happen. So it's going to help us in multiple ways. So I just want to say, and I'm going to take this indulgent time, I guess, to let you know that I have created a quarterly CEO planning day after many, many, many retailers asking me for this type of work. So we have all the tools inside our retailers inner circle. We have DIY, like I say DIY, like we have resources you can go in and grab. You can watch the workshop. You can do all that. So if you're a member of the inner circle, that's all there. We want you to have it. But I've had a lot of people say, just, will you do it with me, Wendy? Will you do it with me? So we have put together, I say we, but my team and I have put together a quarterly CEO planning day. So we have them booked out now from now to the end of the next 4 of them actually. So wherever that takes us to Q1, I guess. And it's not just a planning session. This is a place for you to pause, to sit down, spend an afternoon with me, spend an entire afternoon with a small group of like-minded, success-minded, driven, cool, and I just know whoever takes this is already know this. It's who I attract. It's who works with me. People who are ready to actually move their business forward and put it on paper and make that plan that works for them. So it's 90 days. We're going to review what's working. We're going to go back a little bit. We're going to map out our 90-day dreams and desires and shed what's not working and plan for what will work. And again, we're going to be easy peasy around it. We're going to get marketing in sync. We're going to get the big rocks of marketing planned for you. Together, we're going to do this. We're going to leave with a clear, doable plan. That sounds good, doesn't it? And a roadmap. I don't know. I love the word roadmap, but then maybe that's overused. But the biggest thing I want everybody to leave this session with, and the next one is coming up. So I want you to leave this afternoon together. I want you to spend an afternoon with me. And if you don't spend it with me, as I said, you've got this do it yourself one. Like you can go and you can take the workshop and you can do that on your own. But if you come with us and you join me and the other retailers that are there, I want you to leave feeling just on fire and excited about your quarter coming up. And there's a lot of momentum around and a lot of energy and a lot of positive things that happen about being in a room of other people who are forward thinking. And I don't always see that in communities. I don't always see that. Like, it's not always possible to sit at the table, as we like to say, with other people who get what we're doing, who have ideas, who are very creative, who are probably just as not squirrel brain, but like love shiny objects and love doing things, but they're dedicated to running their business. And it's just something about sitting at a table with those people. And that's hard to get sometimes in person where you are. So we are doing this on Zoom, obviously. It's a virtual session, and the next one is coming up June 12th, and I'd love for you to join us. You can join us, wendybatten.com/reset-2025. You can find it on my website. You don't have to remember that. It's in the show notes. It'll be, DM me, jump over to Instagram and have a chat with me if you want to know if it's the right thing for you. It's a full afternoon. And for those of you who are listening from New Zealand and Australia and Scotland and the UK, we have positioned it so that everybody can come. So the timeline will be fairly early, but not ridiculous for our New Zealand and Australia friends, and not too late for our UK, Scotland, and other parts of the world friends. So just so you know, I always get asked that. We have lots of listeners from all over the world. So hey, if you're listening from wherever, and of course, if you're in North America, as I am, it's a great time for you to join us. So the next one is June 12th. We have several. We've got a package. If you want to just come try one with me, come spend an afternoon. We're going to work together on that. See how it goes. See the results. I know you'll get results. I know once you have a plan in place, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it. You're going to be like, why did I wait to do this, Wendy? Why? And we're going to have a great afternoon together, a great planning session. And we have multiple ones you can book ahead. This first session, we have some early bird pricing on it. We also are offering all of the sessions. You can buy the bundle at a discounted price, and the price is going to go up. So I'm only sharing that now because this is where we are right now with this. We're going to get it started. I want to get momentum built. I want you to see results. I want you to get excited about it. So if you want to grab one or you want to grab all of them, that's up to you, but you can grab just one. And we've kept it at an extremely affordable price so that everybody can come. So there you go. And you will see an ROI. I promise you will only need, you'll just have, well, actually, one of the questions I will ask you is how many sales do you need? And that's the math we should know. And we will learn, and we'll talk about numbers, and we'll do it in a very simplified way. Okay, my friends, I wanted to let you know about our new quarterly CEO planning day. I also wanted to remind you that, if you don't join me, that's cool too. I really want to remind you to make sure that you are doing quarterly planning. You are looking ahead. You've got your head up. You are looking ahead to what's coming up at least in the next 90 days. This is so important, my friend. It's going to be so good for you. You're going to feel so good. So whether or not you join us, I hope this gave you a little nudge to carve out a little CEO time. You are the visionary in your business. You owe it to your business. You owe it to yourself and you'll feel so good to give yourself space to do and take action towards being that CEO. So until next time, my friend, have a fantastic week. We'll be back here next week, same time, same place. Have a fantastic week. And quick note, if you happen to know any other retailers who would love to join us, or this would be right up their alley and they would love to come join us, or maybe they want to come with you. The two of you want to come together, buddies, you want to come together. We would love to have you share this with your fellow retailers. And don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps us get the word out. It tells the algorithms all the things that we're worth listening to. So thank you for being here. Have a fantastic week. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye. Well, that's it for this week's episode of the Creative Shop Talk podcast. I'm so glad that you're here to join us this week, and I hope you found value in what we're sharing here. I want to remind you that our website has all of the show notes. You can find it at wendybatten.com/podcast. Everything that you need to hear about today's podcast is there. Also an opportunity if you need to reach out to me. If I can support you in any way whatsoever, please feel free to reach out. So thanks for joining us. Please leave a review, subscribe if you can, and never miss an episode. We hope to see you back here again next week. Thanks, my friend. Have a great week.